Welcome back to 5 Minutes with Philly FileMaker, phillyfilemaker.org. I'm Jason Mundock. We are back in Philadelphia once again at the Office of IT Solutions, getting ready for our Philly FileMaker October meeting. And with us, we're delighted to have back Matt Odell from FileMaker Inc. Matt, welcome back to Philadelphia.
Thanks for having me.
So you're our keynote tonight. You're our guest speaker. Tell us about what you're going to be talking about tonight.
So I'm going to be highlighting one of the new features in FileMaker Server 10. That feature being server script sequences. So the idea of server script sequences being that I can combine shell scripts or batch scripts, basically command line scripts, with FileMaker scripts and run them in a sequence. And that's tied in with the ability to import data into FileMaker now as part of a server script. Really opens up the world of what can the command line do to get data into FileMaker.
So you're doing some demos. Can you tell us about a couple of the demos?
Sure. So some of the basic demos are going to be putting files into the places so that FileMaker can import them. Also dealing with swapping out clone files for currently hosted files and importing the data between the two. So
that
you can
really cool.
make changes, on an offline copy. Take that offline copy and then have a server script sequence roll it up for you. Also doing things with FTP, for example, so exporting data and then having it FTP that to some sort of site for you.
Mm-hmm.
Also things with using PHP to grab email as part of a command line script and then have FileMaker import that into a FileMaker file.
Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No?
So yeah, there's a lot to it there.
So are these, when you put these demos together, are you out there collecting ideas from the field that you see really cool things happening, or are you putting together demos to show or to educate people about the capabilities of these features?
I'd say it's a little bit of both. I got some of the ideas from actually scripts that other people were doing that actually didn't have to do with FileMaker, yeah. But then with the ability to have this script sequence, it kind of, oh, well, we can do that now too. But most of them is just stuff that I came up with off the top of my head, because this is really a feature that I don't think a lot of people are getting excited about yet. And if they see the possibilities of what it can do, and I can highlight some of those possibilities, then people might actually get interested and start using it more.
Yeah, I think that we've seen features. ESS was a huge feature,
mm-hmm.
and I remember the announcements and first playing with it, and it was like, oh my god, this is going to revolutionize things. And then when we go out, you see a lot of people who have systems that need to talk to each other, and they're just not aware of, or they're just not
mm-hmm.
Taking advantage of it. So it's great to get that. Some of this stuff sounds great. The swapping of clones,
yeah,
and then importing the data and having that all automated. That's really. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Actually, in the demo, I do have the clone file has changes in it, so it has like a new layout, some new scripts, and new fields that the other file doesn't have, and then I can just run this, run this thing, and then all of a sudden, all of that information is now in my live file. So do that off hours, but yeah.
No, yeah, but that's just a great way of updating files and then doing it offline while we sleep,
mm-hmm.
having the system done. So what else is new? There's a new Bento.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We recently just came out with Bento 3. So some of the big features in the new version of Bento are actually the ability to tie into iPhoto. So in previous versions of Bento, you could tie into your iCal events, you could tie into your address book, and add other fields to them, make your own collections with them, and have that information populate back to those applications. Now we have that same idea with iPhoto. So I can see my iPhoto photos in Bento, make relationships between those and other data sets that I have, and then also add other fields to that and make changes to it as well. Another big one is actually the ability to encrypt fields now. So you can actually have a password protected Bento solution. So your Bento is running on your computer. You can password protect it. I can have fields that are specifically password protected, so that I don't necessarily have to really. I can put some more sensitive information into Bento and have it keep track of it, and then use my password to make sure that it's safe.
How about the iPhone?
So we just came out a few months ago. Before that, Bento for the iPhone.
Yeah, so which on the website.
Yeah, the ability to now take that information that is in Bento and sync it to your iPhone and actually make changes in the iPhone and have it sync back to your desktop version as well.
That's great. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of great things happening with that product.
Definitely, we're definitely taking strides there. It's
Yeah.
been a nice greenfield project for us where we can put new things in there. We don't have to worry about the 20 plus years of FileMaker people that have been out there, and we can try new things out before possibly moving them into the FileMaker product.
Yeah, that's great. So Matt is with us tonight in Philadelphia. If you cannot be with us, we will be streaming the presentation as we have the last several meetings on Ustream. There will be information being sent out online, on Twitter, etc. So join us tonight for Matt's presentation, either live in Philadelphia or watch the broadcast online. And those get recorded as well and archived on our Ustream. Stream. So thanks for being with us, Matt. Looking forward to your presentation tonight. That's 5 minutes with PhillyFileMaker.org.